discuss today's topic with you. This is a question from one of my friends. How should the topic of money be brought up in dating relationships? Sometimes it can bring a kind of awkwardness. So this question is actually from a male friend. It brings up the great topic of how to bring up the topic of money. So to do that, I'd like to step several steps back again. So first, in dating, we're trying to find out the compatibility between the two people, whether you can build a life vision that you both look forward to. So if you define dating, this as the goal of the dating, then to understand the compatibility on all aspects of life, on lifestyle, on how often you like to go out, on parenting styles, on ways of thinking and conflict resolution, and all these are important to find out, including money. Okay, so once we treat money as the one aspect of things you're trying to find out about the other person, this becomes the foundation of your discussion. So you are discussing money out of the curiosity to find out the compatibility as a part of the goal of dating. You are not bringing up the topic of money because you don't want to pay, or you feel it's not fair in contributing to the dating expense, and so on. Okay, so first, the goal of dating. Second, money as an aspect of compatibility. And the third is to understand yourself. So see, when you understand what kind of money skills you have, it's easier to evaluate the compatibility. If you are spending more than what you make, then you will look at compatibility differently from someone who saves a lot. So in my friend's case, this friend of mine, he is extremely responsible in money management, in my view. So I think the topic of money can be brought up at the beginning as a discourse, how you look at money, and ask the other person's opinion. For example, when you think about the long term, you say, have you planned for your retirement? Or do you know what you need, how much you need to make before you retire? So to see whether the other person, male or female, have been planning for the long term. And then surely you can share your plan as well. Another topic you can bring up is will. People who have will and people who have not will have different mentality of their money management, and have different level of the soundness of their financial management. Another topic can brought up is, how did you choose this credit card? Or if you pay, you can say, I choose this credit card because blah blah blah. And what do you think? How do you make your decision? Okay, so these are all the great ways to bring up the topic for money, and the dating expense comes after that. Okay, so in dating, actually two things are happening when it comes to money. One is you're trying to understand what the other person is, where the other person is at in their personal finance, and so that is what we have just discussed. And the other aspect is you are actually spending money together in dating, more or less, right? So at the same time of learning about each other, you are actually practicing spending money already. So when you start the topic of understanding the other, how the other person manages money, you can naturally proceed to what do you think about our future? Like if you get married, or like what do you think about the financial contribution in the marriage? So of course, when you bring up those topics, there are many underlying philosophies and values. So what is really key to understand is, first, now you are not in a marriage, you're dating, so you don't want to come off as giving the other person advice. You're here just to uncover, just to find out, just to learn. Okay, so that is part of emotional hygiene in dating, and how to play that out when it comes to money. And the second is, at the same time of uncovering, not giving advice, you're actually also trying to find out in the future what the vision is like. Okay, so in the long-term future, it doesn't have to be marrying each other, but in general, what's this person's expectation when it comes to money in a marriage, right? So does this person expect the other person to pay all the time, or how things are going to happen when it's contributing? And of course, this is not just the money. When two people live in a household, there is a housework as well. There is work around children, how to take care of in-laws. These are all the topics around money. And what is very key is, I strongly recommend, before you enter in the topic of money, set the tone that this is about values. A lot of underlying thing is way beyond money. So talk about topics such as, what does money mean to you? How do your parents manage money? Is there a saver-spender conflict in your parents' marriage? And what is your experience? What was your experience with money growing up? Did you get your allowance? And how did you get your allowance? And how do you spend it? Right? Some people, they get a lot of allowance, and so they learn how to manage it responsibly. Some people don't get any allowance, and as a child, they have to learn how to make money. So, and then ask, what does that mean to you? So this set a great tone that if there is any awkwardness, if there is any thing that embarrasses you when it talks about money, it's not about someone is like just a big spender, or someone is not generous, but really deep down to the value level. So that shows you're open. You are not judgmental, right? You're tolerating. You're curious in understanding the other person. It's not a close-ended discovery. It's more like open-ended journey. And to recognize that this dialogue is not once. You don't have to find out everything all at once, but it's a continuous dialogues. So same as in a marriage, you want to have regular money meetings and to check at least once a week how everything is. So same in relationship. Once you start to talk about money first time, you can ask the other person and bring up regularly. So both people have very conscious collaborative decision on how often and how the topic of money should be brought up. Because I suppose if you're both serious in pursuing like a long-term relationship, like a marriage, then you would expect the topic of money would be brought up sooner or later, right? So, so that is the topic of money. When we talk about the dating expense, it's not really about the dating expense itself. It's about how are we going to practice making joint decision in money spending. So see, if you don't have a joint account in dating, basically you have to make financial decision one day at a time, right? Once you become a little bit more serious, you have entered a regular rhythm of dating lifestyle. Like say, suppose you have dated for 1.5, 2 months, you want to consider like how are you going to strategically manage spend, like how are you going to set up a budget for dating, right? Like how then you have like 1 month, 2 months, at least 2 month history. You can look back and say this is the dating budget, this is the dating expense. Then you look at how would you like to contribute to the budget, right? So this is after all the other talks. Then you can have a joint account, you know how to contribute to it. But this is all based on the future. Like not every same couple look at money the same way. Some couple maybe they want to contribute half and half and they decide all the spending together. Some couple they may decide have two joint dating accounts. One is for daily expense, the other one is for travel, and then they may contribute differently to different accounts. So these are just examples. So I hope this can help you to bring up the topic of money early on in dating. In my view, of course, this topic is not something you bring up in the first date because there are so many things you look at. But I would say the second, the third date, start to discuss about the values and connect that with the financial part. So, so just to recap what I have said on today, how to bring up the topic of money and dating expense. First, the goal of dating. Second, look at money as one aspect of learning about each other's compatibility. Third, money is about underlying values and childhood experiences and people's perception, interpretation of money. So start from there. All right. And fourth, to have a regular discussion gradually from the long-term vision of a family to the short-term managing dating expense. And fifth, supposedly after 2 months, you have kind of expense history, so you can discuss based on that history, and at the same time, hopefully, your dialogue, your organic dialogue about money and also about other things progress naturally to a point where you can bring up this topic more in a more practical way. And of course, this is not a formula. There is nothing have to be set in stone. And what is your experience in managing money in dating? What frustrates you? What you have gained from your experience? Please share with us and share with each other at the comment below. See you next time.